Hello and welcome to our March 2024 Energy Update. This is a video where we do different modalities. We have Peyton, who is going to channel the Pleiades. She has a Pleiades message. And we have Yaila, who does a collective energy reading. And I'm Corey, and I will be doing the astrology report. So hit the like, share, and subscribe, please. And with Yaila.
Thank you, Corey. Thank you, ladies. And thank you all for tuning into our videos. We always appreciate you here. So I tap into the collective energy just live as we speak. So I'm just going to close my eyes. I'll probably have my eyes closed from time to time just because I'm clairvoyant. So let me just tap into the collective energy. And I always like to ask for a blessing, creator of all that is. Please bring forth the information and guided messages for your highest and best good. Who's tuning in, please guide me with clarity and accuracy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so I'm getting a really bold yellow color, like really, really bright yellow color for the collective. Let me just connect to that. Okay, so when I'm asking what the yellow is representing for you tuning in, the first word they gave me was strength, and power was also, it's like empowered and strength. So let me just connect to that energy. Okay, so your empowerment, your power, your strength for this month of March 2024 is really going to carry you through this entire month. And that strength comes from your internal power, not so much what's going on in the world around you, but how you are alchemizing the energies that you are feeling, sensing, knowing, experiencing, and transmuting that in how you're showing up in your everyday life. So your strength is going to come from within, as it always does, but it's really going to be highlighted for the month of March. So let me just see what is helpful for you to know for the month of March. They're bringing in the word authenticity, and there's a really strong theme I've been seeing a lot lately for many people. It's being in your most authentic truth, your authenticity, your strength, and truly knowing yourself and what you stand for, what you don't stand for, is so much more powerful of a vibration to create the world that you want. And so I think last month they were speaking into, knowing when to say no, knowing when to say yes, and that is going to continue on through this month. And it's more of when the world is coming at you, whatever is being reflected back at you, if there's any vibration, anything you're being nudged to that doesn't feel in alignment for you, this is your chance to stand up for yourself and just say, absolutely not. Like, this is if you were someone's treating you in a harsh way, and maybe they're used to getting away with that behavior because you're just trying to make peace and sweep things under the rug, not to stir the pot. It basically is teaching them that that's okay to treat you in that way. So this month, what the guides are bringing up is you no longer have to grin and bear it if something is uncomfortable. If someone or something is making you feel uncomfortable, this is a month for you to stand your power and really show people what's acceptable and what's not when it comes to your authentic truth. And that also is to say that for yourself as well. If you're showing up and doing, saying, behaving in ways that maybe worked in the past for you, but you know at your core, that gut of your being, it's not in your highest alignment, that authentic truth and coming from that place and having the courage to look at, okay, what is better in alignment for me is really going to be your strength for this month. So it's something to watch out for, is really sharing your most authentic self and truth. And that is one of the highest vibrations you can operate in, not just for this month, but for the remainder of the year. Obviously, love, kindness is always in there, but being authentically honest is also very loving and kind, even if it's not an easy conversation or not an easy thing to look at. It's still really high vibration for you. So hope that makes sense how they're bringing that in. Let me ask what to look out for the month of March 2024. So the guides are just bringing in, you're going to be seeing different realities out there. You're going to be seeing your reality, other people's reality, and that's going back to sharing your authentic self, your authentic space, because what's true for you may not be true for someone else. There's multiple realities happening for people as far as how they're experiencing the world, how they're integrating the world, how they're alchemizing the energy and understanding the energy and how they're showing up. So when we're looking at these different realities, it's not to say one's better or worse, but it's more of where are we coming from and how can we find a common ground together to have more of a cohesive, respectful dynamic. Because what I'm seeing is for the month of March, they're bringing in, there's going to be energies and truths and deeper awarenesses being shown to us. And this is going to be on a personal level as well as a collective level. So they're saying there's going to be truths coming in, more and more truths through the collective that is going to shake the reality that maybe you were used to, maybe that you've kind of always known, or other people have been used to or kind of always known. And being able to express the impact that it has for ourselves. So just know there's going to be different realities and different ways that people are managing the energies, and not to make it right or wrong, but just know your truth may not be somebody else's truth, and that's okay. So watch out for that. Multiple realities coming on at the same time for this month. Let me see if there's any additional messages for you, the collective, for March 2024. The guides are showing me an image. It's actually a quote that I have in my kitchen, and it says, "It's already yours." And I love that quote. It's such a great reminder. And they're actually showing me the image of the quote hanging in my kitchen. And it's already yours, meaning all of your heart's desires, all of those things that you've been wanting, all of the things that you've been wanting for yourself, for the collective, it's already ours. It's already yours. It's already ours. We are just following the steps to be in that full alignment. And so bringing in that trust and that faith that it's already yours. It would not be in your heart. It would not be a desire in your space if it wasn't already meant for you. So it's not always learning about, how are we going to do it? It's following those intuitive guidance, signs and information, and maybe collaborations with people as we're sharing our authentic truth to ourselves and others. And you'll be guided and shown it's already yours. It's already, the motions have already been put into place. The collective, as I've been seeing it right now, we're kind of going through this, for lack of a better description, kind of dark night of the soul, where we're looking at some shadow aspects that have been happening on the world at a global scale and also personally. And we're learning to see those deeper truths that are coming up and what needs to have some light shown on it. But just know, you here tuning into our videos, you have a certain level of consciousness and vibration that is here to support the planet in that next evolution. We are raising our consciousness, we're raising our vibration. It's already ours. So just keep that faith, keep that trust, no matter what kind of gets stirred up in the pot for the month of March. Hold on to your authenticity, trust we are in the right alignment, share your truth, speak your truth, and just have faith that that's going to guide you to your highest and best timeline. So that is what the guys have to say for the month of March. Peyton, what do the P's have to say?
Thanks, Yaila. That was so beautiful. I just love it. Hey, y'all, I'm Peyton, and I'm a Pleiadian channel. So when we are looking at the March energies, the Pleiadians had an interesting perspective to share with us. So over the past 4 or 5 days, you may have noticed that the energies have been pretty off the charts. We have really been getting spanked lately, and the P's wanted to help us understand what these energies are actually doing, because it's not what we think is happening. So what they wanted us to know in their March message is that the world that we see around us isn't our reality anymore. And when I heard them say that, I'm like, wait, what? What does that even mean? It certainly looks like reality. So what they wanted us to understand is we're moving through a new phase of our ascension process right now. And what is happening is that our reality has actually changed completely. The P's like to say, everything has changed. And so I keep asking them, well, why does it look the same? Like everything in the world looks pretty much the same. And what they said is we're moving through what we can think of as an energetic echo of the old reality. So we are essentially going through a period of remembering what our world used to be. So a way that you can kind of land this or make sense of this is if you've ever played a sport for a long time or done something like martial arts, you know that we talk about something called muscle memory, where if you have done a particular action thousands and thousands of times, your body starts to do it like a reflex. And this is something that we talked about when I used to do karate all the time, is you wanted to get to the point where it was muscle memory. That's what's happening with our reality, because our reality is just projected by our mind. So our minds, as we go through these major solar flashes that we've been seeing over the past week or so, and over the past, 2 years, what's happening is a whole new level of energy is existing on the planet right now. But our brains don't really know yet how to translate that energy. So they keep cranking out around us a projection of the old reality. Our brains are like operating on muscle memory. So that's the period that we're going through right now, where our minds are still giving us a reflection of an external reality that looks kind of the same as it's been for the past couple of years. But according to the Pleiadians, that's not actually our reality anymore. They say everything has shifted. So we're just going through this period right now where the P's are encouraging us in March not to get so wrapped up in what's happening in the world. And it's so tempting. We love to do that no matter how careful we try to be about listening to all those shiny stories in 3D that are so tempting us into separation or fear. But the P's are encouraging us to remember that what we see happening isn't really our reality anymore. It's just trying to catch up to us. So this is a time where we can let go of some of that stress we feel when we look at what's happening in the world. So they just wanted us to understand that our brains are just trying to catch up to our new reality, to start projecting a new reality around us. So we're going through a period of energetic echo right now, or we're operating on muscle memory. Now, they said there are a few things that we'll see popping up in the March energies. And so what we can expect, they said, first off, is that you may find that you are much less tolerant of lower vibrational timelines. So you may just find you have zero patience for 3D stories, anything that is based in fear messaging, anyone who is determined to kind of be in that lower timeline vibration. You may just find that it is so out of alignment with you that you want nothing to do with it. And according to the Pleiadians, that is just a reflection of how much you've shifted your vibration. So you may find that all that 3D stuff just has zero interest on you. You just look at it and it's just a hard no. You don't judge it. You're not afraid of it. It's just a hard, fast no. So that is going to be very strong in March. Now, along with this, you may also, according to the P's, notice a disinterest in doing a lot of things you used to spend your time doing. So you may find that things that used to be really important to you, you just can't get up the energy to do them. That you've had that to-do list sitting on your counter for 2 months and you haven't touched it. And this again is a recognition that everything is changing. Those things that we used to value when we were on lower timelines start to become kind of irrelevant as we continue to ascend. So you may notice that you are only up for doing the mandatory things in your life, and that all of that random busy work that we do, running around, doing errands, you just can't seem to make yourself do it. So that's going to be very common in the March energies. And then the other thing they said that will be coming up for us, which I'm seeing a lot of this, is they said that we're going to be experiencing a lot of memory glitches or a sense of deja vu. So one way you may be noticing this is you will see something and you could swear you've already seen it, especially if you're like on social media or watching videos. You may notice that you are just having this feeling that you've already experienced this. And according to the guides, this is because we are shifting timelines so quickly that we are popping up, we are popping down, we are going into parallel realities and then coming back. We think we've already done this. So this may come up as just your memory failing you, but it's not actually your memory failing you. It is that we are shifting timelines so fast that we're just not in the same space we were a few minutes ago. So don't beat yourself up if it seems like you're losing your mind a little bit, like you can't remember anything, that you're getting all the answers wrong. It's just this very strange period we're going through of energetic echo, where we're just bouncing timelines too quickly. So those are some things that we're going to notice in the March energies. And then the last thing that the P's had for us in March is something that Yaila just hit on. And that is we're going to see people having very different experiences. So there are people who are going to see the world around them unraveling. And there are people who are going to be staying focused on their timeline, holding their vibration, and being in absolute bliss. And this is why the P's have been telling us for 3 years now, pick your timeline and don't budge. They have been recommending this over and over again because we're seeing the effects of that now. It is hitting us in real time. So this is a time to stay focused on what you want to create. Have compassion for people who are having other experiences, because as we always say, no timeline is better or worse. No one's path is better or worse than anyone else's. We're all choosing it for ourselves. So make sure you choose what you actually want to be living, because those manifestations are coming faster and faster these days. So that is what the P's had for us for the March energies. Corey, what is going on with the astrology?
Well, ladies, I always love what you have to say. I'm Corey, and this is the March 2024 Astrology Report. So the first half of March is Pisces season, and we were in Pisces season in the last half of February. And what does Pisces represent? You know, intuition, escapism, drugs, alcohol, romance, film, media, just very creative. And also Pisces rules the feet. So the first half of March, we will be in Pisces season. So I don't know about you, but my feet have been hurting me. They've really been really funky, where I have cramps or where I actually dropped something on my foot. This is Pisces season. So if you have found that you've had any issues with your feet, that's why. So we have some other aspects in the beginning of March. March is going to be, the first half is water energy and the second half is fire energy, two complete opposites. We are finishing up an astrological year. When we go into March, into Aries season, which is the first zodiac sign, we consider that in astrology and energetically the new year. So we are actually at the end of a year, a cycle, and we're going to start a new one. So in the first half, we have a Mars and Jupiter aspect. And Mars is in Aquarius, which rules freedom and truth and future things, right? One of the many things that it represents. But we have a Mars and Jupiter aspect. So when we start off in March, it's like it's fighting for our beliefs, you know, freedom and truths. And since Jupiter is in the sign of Taurus, that represents food and finances and values. So from the beginning of March, we will see this continued intense energy. Um, and um, and that's because we are breaking down an old system so that we can create a new. Energetically, we're ending an energetic astrological year, and we're going to start a new. So on the 3rd of March, we have Mars and Venus are both in Aquarius. And it's continued from last month. And again, we will see this energy of wanting freedom. What is the truth? Wanting to move towards the future. But since we are in Pisces season, and Pisces does represent, yes, that high creative energy, but it can also be very secretive. So, what is the truth? We hear so many different things out there in the world right now. It's very hard to discern what is truth, what is not truth. And that has to do with the Pisces energy, the sun being in Pisces, though we have a lot of the planets in Pisces as well as we go on throughout the month. On the 3rd, I just want to mention on the 3rd, on the 4th and the 5th, it's going to be really super sensitive days. Pisces is super sensitive, the psychic, the mystic. But it has a tendency on the 4th and the 5th. Just watch out for like emotional blowouts because Mars is in Aquarius. And traveling, just make sure you double check everything when you're traveling for those 2 days, the 4th and the 5th of March. And then on the 9th, Mercury, which is the mind, enters Aries. And Aries actually rules the head. So this will bring on a very mind-driven energy, a very, it could be rebellious, wanting to get things moving and moving forward. Because Mercury in Aries, the mind, fire, Aries, let's go. It's go, go, go energy. And then we have an aspect also too on that day where Mars is aspecting Uranus and Mars will be in Aquarius and Uranus is in Taurus. We have a lot of those. Those are the outside planets that have longer cycles. But Mars being the output energy and Uranus being the sudden movement, rules electricity aspect on that 9th. And it indicates a release of pressure, like the pressure building up, the Mars, the output, the Uranus energy, which is this very strong, quick moving energy. And it's in Taurus that doesn't like to budge or move. But this aspect it's like a release of pressure, which can indicate also like it could be related to power outages, Uranus, aviation, that's electrical, seismic activity because of that Taurus. And definitely, that Mars output energy with the Uranus, quick moving, rebellion, revolutionary energy. So the first part of March is pretty full on. It's pretty go, go, go. And then we get that wonderful relief on the 10th of March, the new supermoon in Pisces. Yay! It's a great new supermoon. The energies are really yummy. And so the supermoons are when the moon is closer to the earth, so the energies can become very, very strong. And so, it's a great time to take classes, classes that might pertain to the spiritual realm, because this is where we set our intentions when there is a new moon. And have you been dreaming a lot lately? Pisces season brings on a lot of dreams. I know I've been having these vivid dreams where actually, I'll close my eyes and it seems as though it's been 2 minutes and, just these faces popping up, just these really, I've always had dreams that predicted the future. It's my Saturn in Pisces, but so it's a good time because we have this Mercury in Aries coupled with this new supermoon is do a dream journal. I have a dream journal. I love going back and reading it because I keep getting more messages. I know my dreams have predicted the future, but they also tell me what's going on in the world with people I care about. And when I go back and reread my dream journal, it always reveals so much more. So dreams during this new moon, which will affect us 10 days prior and some days afterwards, dreams will be massive. So pay attention to your dreams. And maybe maybe set an intention, anything creative is very well supported by Pisces because Pisces is very creative. Pisces is a water sign. So as you've seen in the world, we've had a lot of flooding, at least everywhere, really. But in the United States, because we're based in the United States, a lot of flooding. And since Pisces is very sensitive, but also is the mystic, the spirituality, just watch out for some like emotional overwhelm because this new supermoon in Pisces is so strong. You might feel some emotional overwhelm or maybe some psychic sensitivity. Or you might see some literal flooding, as we've already seen this year already. And then on the 11th, Venus moves into Pisces. So this is where the energy is going to get much more yummy. Romance, compassionate. It's a time for creative projects. This is highly creative energy. And then on the 15th, Mars will move into Pisces. So all things Pisces. So with that being said, we already have Saturn in Pisces for another couple years and Neptune in Pisces for another couple years. I have seen, and there's been a lot of people clients and people in my life who are overindulging in the water, the spirits, alcohol, drugs, DUIs. I've been seeing a lot of people getting DUIs, and this is Pisces. Pisces is the escape artist. They escape reality. It's very hard for Pisces to live on planet Earth because they're so sensitive. So watch out for excessive indulgence because the energy's primed for it. And then the second half on the 19th of March, the sun goes into Aries. It's also the spring equinox. And it is also, as we say, astrology's new year, spring, new. So we are letting go a lot of old and we are walking into a new earth. And so it's going to be a beautiful equinox. And the 21st, Mercury, okay, this on the 21st, Mercury will be going into shadow. Mercury will actually go retrograde on the 1st of April. So I just wanted to warn you ahead of time that Mercury will go shadow in Aries on the 21st of March. Okay. And then we have a beautiful full moon lunar eclipse in Libra on the 25th of March. We have now officially moved into eclipse season. Eclipse season, usually when you have an eclipse, it does affect 3 weeks, at least 3 weeks prior to it. So probably by the time that you hear this video, we will be in eclipse season. And eclipse season is when the energies are very strong. And when we have eclipses, they also affect the energy for the following 6 months. So on the 25th, we have a full moon lunar eclipse in Libra. What does Libra rule? Relationships. So for the next 6 months, it's about our relationships. When we have full moons, it's a time to release. So release relationships that, just aren't in alignment with you anymore. Peyton was talking about that. Yaila was talking about that. Amazing. We all get, the same messages and they all come together. But the relationships, if you find, Libra can be very codependent. And so if you find that if you have a tendency to be more towards a codependent relationship, or you in a relationship with, and it doesn't even have to be a partner, it can be friends, it can be family, where it's codependent, this is a great time to release relationships that aren't in alignment with us anymore. And as the P said, and as Yaila said, the clairvoyant energies, it's going to be happening anyways. So don't fight it, go with it. But Libra also rules court system, harmony, balance, and fashion. So in the next 6 months, don't be surprised, we could be seeing a lot of law developments, new laws developing in, health, medicine, finances, because we have this new eclipse. And eclipses are big endings and big beginnings. So, and then in April, we have another eclipse. So we are in eclipse season. So March is energy. That Pisces is very yummy. And then we have the Aries that just wants to go. So with that go energy, make sure to be just mindful. Remember to not butt heads with people, wanting it your way. Aries is like the I am. I want it my way. We're going to do it this way. I'm just going to do it on my own. Very independent sign. But with the Pisces, it's going to really soften everything. And in hopes that we can walk into the new year at the second half of March with some compassion and oneness, walking into this new year. So that is the astrology report for March 2024. And remember to always take love with you. Stay in the love frequency. And until next month, bye for now. Ladies, do you have anything else that you'd like to share? Okay. Well, thank you very much for joining us on this March 2024 energy update. We love having you here. We love your shares. We love your comments. And so don't forget to subscribe to our channels. They will be down below in our videos. Oh. And until next month, thank you for coming and bye for now.